Kentucky Kingdom has invested $33 million so far since Herschend took over operations. And thanks to that, we now have Christmas at Kentucky Kingdom, Discovery Meadow, and this year, debuting is the Flying Fox roller coaster and the Bluegrass Grill restaurant retheme. As exciting as these incredible investments have been so far, Kentucky Kingdom has just teased new experiences coming in 2027 in a recent blog post, and we think we have a solid theory for at least one of those experiences. So the real question is, are you ready for another new coaster? Because if we're right, 2027 is about to get wild. So let's dive in. Before we jump into our 2027 theory, first we have to go back to the end of the 2025 season. This would be when the 5D cinema would share its final showing of the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer film. Debuting in 2014, the theater has seen a multitude of films pass through its screen. In our previous Kentucky Kingdom video, we mentioned Coaster Studios' documentary Save My Park, which also saw a screen time release in this theater. The cinema was set up with a pre-show room with a small screen which would entertain guests before the doors would open into the main theater. This was a 60-seat theater capable of showing 3D films while subjecting riders to various physical and environmental effects. Seats would move in sync with the film. However, there's varying reports onto whether that aspect would actually work or not, but they were immersed in scents, water sprays, wind, and more. The building also included a small gift shop, as well as having some dedicated employee spaces. Plus, fun fact, this is the same building which once housed Starchaser, one of the only attractions to open with the park in the 1987 season at Kentucky Kingdom, which also happened to be an aero coaster. That does mean that this building once held a roller coaster, which that's going to become important later. Back to 2025. Kentucky Kingdom would send an email to its season pass holders within which they would make a rather interesting statement. They said, and I quote, "As we continue to grow and make new investments in our park, we will be saying goodbye to our 5D cinema at the end of the 2025 season. While it's always hard to part with an attraction in our park, we are making room for an even more exciting new experiences set to debut in 2027. But what would a new experience be? October 2025. Some season pass holders would receive a survey from Kentucky Kingdom asking their thoughts on a possible indoor roller coaster. Credit to Nick Spivak from the Kentucky Kingdom season pass holder Facebook group, who took screenshots from the survey and posted it there. Within the survey are mentioned an indoor family wood coaster, an indoor spinning wild mouse, and an indoor compact family coaster. The survey also includes various stats for these different coaster types. Matching this survey with the closure of the 5D cinema and the promise of a 2027 debut makes us strongly believe that a new coaster is coming for that season to open in this previous 5D cinema, returning that building back to its roots of housing an indoor coaster. But as for the type of coaster, we think Kentucky Kingdom is hiding clues in the 3 coaster types that were mentioned, because what if it's all of them all at the same time? That's why our theory has to be an RMC Wild Moose. The Wild Moose is a compact family coaster. It has wood elements due to RMC's famous ability to combine wood and their iBox track. And ultimately, it is a wild mouse, just the RMC version of one. For bonus points, we know that Herschend loves to be the first of any attraction when they can, and there are not any wild moose coasters across the world right now. Plus, we know that Herschend likes to be cryptic with those early attraction surveys anyway. If you look back at Night Flight Expedition surveys, we had no idea that that was going to be a Mack rocking boat. At the time, we really just thought it was going to be a regular dark ride. Plus, it matches the supposed stats from the listed coasters so well. The Wild Moose can run up to 35 miles an hour, and from the survey, the fastest example there ran up to 32 miles an hour, just a few miles an hour difference. The Wild Moose is 1,260 feet long, while the longest example from the survey was 1,239 feet, which again is just super close. And keep in mind, the wild moose stats are from their prototype, so some customization could easily be in order. RMC already has a great relationship with Herschend to work off of too. Lightning Rod, Outlaw Run, even Wind Chaser right there at Kentucky Kingdom are evidence of the RMC relationship. Plus, they've done some custom indoor work for Herschend before too, where they worked on Blazing Fury at Dollywood. And they even built Silver Dollar City's Fire in the Hole. Oh gosh, I've summoned it. But we won't just leave you with one Fury, because there's also a good chance that it could be a more traditional wild mouse. Now, get the image of a janky, fair wild mouse out of your mind, because the modern wild mouse is an excellent ride. Cedar Point recently opened up a wild mouse that looks like so much fun from Zamperla. It's smooth, it has more interesting elements than a traditional wild mouse, and that one at least has just a really cool looking aesthetic. I personally want to ride in that cheese car so bad. The only thing I have against this though is that it doesn't really seem that Herschend has much of a working relationship with Zamperla right now. But I do think that means that it's possible it could come from Mack Rides instead, because Mack Rides has their own model of a wild mouse. It's currently open at Knott's Berry Farm, and that one features one stellar drop right at the front. Plus, Mack has been fueling a ton of creative projects over at Herschend lately. They have Dollywood's Night Fight Expedition, Silver Dollar City's Time Traveler, and even their Mystery 2027 coaster. But keep in mind, the blog post about 2027 mentioned experiences. That's with an S, multiple. I think what they're meaning by this is the continued re-theming over all of the park. By the end of it, there isn't going to be a corner left that has the look or feel of Six Flags. Instead, I think we're going to be fully immersed into Kentucky's culture. Think horse racing, Cumberland Falls, Mammoth Cave. It's all going to be my old Kentucky home, not so far away. And all that spanning over the years to come. So, what do you think Kentucky Kingdom is planning for the 2027 season? What do you think we got wrong? Personally, we just can't wait to get into Kentucky Kingdom this year as season pass holders. This is going to be our first visits since we were kids. So you won't want to miss out on our reactions and adventures as we go to the park. Be sure to subscribe to our channel's Full Charge Fun and follow us on Facebook and TikTok. But until next time, we'll see you in the parks.